Do the Met now have all the relevant material from the Electoral Commission?
I understand that in the last few days, as is not uncommon, we have, on examination of documents on another occasion, and I think you know from the correspondence it's by no means the first time, we've looked at the material and realised that for our criminal investigation, which is different, of course, criminal assessment, which is different from what the Electoral Commission have to do, there is other material that we believe may be relevant, that may be held at the Electoral Commission, and on a number of occasions in the last several months we have asked for further material, and we've done that again in the last few days, and I understand in the last few days further material has arrived, and we are now assessing that further material. And the team are a capable team, they're well led, they have very good senior leadership and commander level support and scrutiny of what they are doing. And they would say to me, this is not a straightforward piece of legislation. It is quite complicated. So one of the things they have to do always is liaise early with our lawyers and, more to the point, with the Crown Prosecution Service, and they have, of course, done that. And then they have begun to assess the original material, and as I say, on a number of occasions, as they have assessed material, they've realised that to form a view as to whether the criminal threshold has been met and an investigation should start, there is, they believe, further material that may be relevant sitting at the Electoral Commission. Now, I take your point that 11 months seems, well, you know, from a distance, knowing nothing about it, potentially as a reasonably long time.
So we're coming close to a resolution of whether there is a criminal aspect or whether there's not. Is that, or are we coming close that we've got all the information?
So
I'm unclear in my letters exchange whether you've got all the material, or what's the next phase of this journey?
Well, as you know, we don't normally sort of give a running commentary on any investigation for good reasons. But I think it's fair to say that the team believe, and Commander Jerome, who is taking a very keen interest in this, believes that in some matters, at least, we may be able to come to the end of the assessment in weeks, not months and months and months. And I hope that is the case.
It does seem just a bit too long, both for the people that are under potential investigation, who've gone through one process, civil, and now potentially facing others, as well as for an organisation that does it. I know it's complicated, but it does seem rather a long time.
What I can say is that we are very clearly at an because I don't know, but we are at an assessment stage. So the norm would be that if there is a group or an individual who might be at some sort of risk, we might very well contact them to say, we're now doing this assessment, because that's sort of polite and courteous, and it allows them to think about that. But when we're assessing, we're not investigating. So it would be most unusual for us to be interviewing people at that stage. We are looking at the material that we have to see whether prima facie, given all the work that's been done by the other body, there is a criminal offence made out by some party or other. And after that, if there is prima facie, then we would go on to the next stage of investigation, which would normally include, but not always, interviewing. And that would be entirely appropriate to allow, obviously, the person or people to give their side of the story.